Hello there. I am at the very empty Angel station today, and today we're going to be doing the London Underground A to Z challenge. Let's get started. Here's how the rules work. Working through the alphabet chronologically, starting from A and ending at Z, you must visit any London Underground station whose first letter starts with the letter you need and as fast as possible. In order for a station to be visited, you must either get off or on a train at the station or be on a train that stops at the station. This train has to be a London Underground train, although you can take other forms of transport to get to the next station, including by bus, rail, or even by foot. So, for example, right now I'm at Angel Station, and that ticks off the letter A. If there are no stations whose first letter begins on the one you are on, then move on to the next letter. Once you have gone through every possible letter of the alphabet, you win. Oh, here comes my train now. So right now the time is 13 past 10. Station number 1, done. And with letter A completed, it was time to visit a station that starts with the letter B. That station is Bank, a few stops down the line, and into the new southbound platform. After going through the new travellators and escalators between the northern and central lines, make sure to watch my video on this if you haven't already, I arrived at the crowded curved central line westbound platform. So that's station number 2 ticked off, that's Bank, so that ticks off the letter B. The next train is in 1 minute, not bad. Now we board the very crowded central line train, and 2 stops later I complete letter C in the form of Chancery Lane Station. The next letter is a bit tricky. There are only 4 stations in the London Underground that start with the letter D, and the closest to central London is Dollis Hill Station. This is why I am changing at Bond Street Station for a Jubilee Line train. "20 tedious minutes later, I finally arrive at Dollis Hill Station, where I got this nice shot of my Jubilee Line train and the Metropolitan Line train racing each other. Anyways, it was time to go back into central London to continue my challenge. I decided to change at Finchley Road for the Metropolitan Line train, as it will tick off letters E and F in the form of Euston Square and Farringdon, where I had my first close call. Switch all stations. This is an Uxbridge train. I gotta get it. Oh, we've made it. Letter 6 complete. I had to get an Uxbridge train because it will tick off letters G, H and I in the form of Great Portland Street, which my train is pulling into right now, Harrow on the Hill, and the only London Underground station that starts with the letter I, Ickenham. Had I missed this train, I would have to wait for 8 more minutes, and as I am trying to do this as fast as possible, this isn't ideal. Some may also wonder why I tapped out and then back in at the gate line at Farringdon. This is to avoid having a penalty for travelling on the Underground for too long. You may see me do this at some stations. After ticking off letter G, we arrive at Harrow-on-the-Hill to tick off letter H. A while later, and we reach Ickenham station. We've arrived at the only station on the London Underground that starts with the letter I. Well, what a surprise, we got a Piccadilly line train on the Uxbridge branch. Only 3 Piccadilly line trains run to Uxbridge per hour. You know what, let's get on this train. Unfortunately, I had to get off the Piccadilly line train at Rayners Lane, as I need to get the Metropolitan line train to tick off my next letter, K. As there are no London Underground stations starting with the letter J, I've moved on to letter K. The closest station to Ickenham, which starts with the letter K, is Kenton. To do this, I am taking this Metropolitan line train to Northwick Park. A short walk and a lunch break later, I arrive at Kenton to tick off the letter K. And no, I can't take a London Overground train from here, it has to be a London Underground train. It took a while getting back into central London, but for my next sequence of letters, things get interesting. There are a set of stations that start with the letter L, M, N and O and are very close together. These stations are Lancaster Gate, Marble Arch, Notting Hill Gate and Oxford Circus, all on the Central line. Therefore, I got off here at Paddington Station, and then I walked, or should I say ran, to Lancaster Gate. We're at Paddington Station. I'm going to walk to Lancaster Gate. I'm using the Elizabeth line entrance because I believe that is the closest entrance to Lancaster Gate. But as it turns out, I was dead wrong. We are at the entrance of Paddington Main Line Station. It's quite windy out here. Let's try to get to Lancaster Gate as quickly as possible. Welcome to letter L. Let's tick it off. After being very dumb, but also ticking off letter L, letter M was just around the corner, as the next stop was Marble Arch. And just like that, letter M is ticked off. Now we go to the other platform for letter N, because a few stops later is Notting Hill Gate. Notting Hill Gate is different from the other 2 stations in that you can't just walk to the other platform straight away. I would have to run again, but this time I was glad I did.
The farthest I go.
Letter N is ticked off. We're at Notting Hill Gate. And yes, guess what? We get on another Central Line train. I think there's one approaching now. Oh. Why is the eastbound platform so far away? It's a train. Okay, we got on the Central Line train. Next stop, letter O. Letter O was at Oxford Circus, which also only took a few stops. However, it was also here that my luck finally ran out. This is bad. The Bakerloo line connection is at the other end of this platform. Northbound. getting tired from all this running. I hear something. Dang it. Just missed the train. Luckily for me, the next train came quickly, and it was time to backtrack on the Bakerloo line. This train will tick off letters P and Q at Paddington and at Queen's Park, where I had a few minutes to relax by tapping out and back in before I got the Bakerloo line train back into central London. Oh, and also by looking at mainline trains passing by. It's back on the Bakerloo line, where my train stopped at Regent's Park, ticking off letter R. And then, you guessed it, it's back on the central line, but this time I made my connection. I hear a central line train. Both ways. Made it. I pressed on with this challenge, with St. Paul's ticking off letter S. The challenge was almost finished, but I was yet to face the most time-consuming section. But first, it was time to change at Bank and run to Monument Station. And we are back at Bank Station. We've only got 4 more letters to go. I've just ticked off St. Paul's and the letter S. Now we need the letters T, U, V and W. There are no London Underground stations that start with the letter X, Y or Z. But between U and V, this is going to be a difficult one. Let's get to Tower Hill first. Why are the signs taking us to the DLR? This is the wrong line. What is this? 8 to 9 minutes for the next trains. Again. More escalators. I can't run this. Why does the eastbound platform have to be on the other side? Next train to Uplift is in 6 minutes. I ran all this for nothing. And then, a stroke of luck. Wait, now there's a District Line train coming. That wasn't on the dot matrix boards. Okay, I guess I don't have to wait 6 minutes. I could just take the District Line. Now, here's the difficult bit. This is all the London Underground stations that start with the letter U, and this is all the London Underground stations that start with the letter V. This is made even worse by the fact that both Underground stations that start with the letter V are in Zone 1, and 3 of the 5 stations that start with the letter U are in Zone 6, the closest one to central London being Upton Park in Zone 3, which is where I headed. A tedious journey later, and I finally got to Upton Park Station. Letter U complete. Now to cross over to the other platform for letter V. My plan is to get a District Line train all the way to Victoria to tick off letter V. What train is that? Getting Broadway versus Earthport. Oh, this almost got the wrong train. And I had yet another tedious journey ahead of me, which wasn't helped by the fact that my train got very busy. Finally, I got to Victoria Station, where I had to cross over to the other platform for one final connection. Letter V, done. This station is absolutely packed. And so was my train. One more letter to go. It's just across this bridge. 2 stops eastbound. Should do the trick. That was close. And thus, the moment I stepped onto the platform at Westminster Station, ticking off letter W, I had completed the challenge. But what was my time? The final letter, W. And that's it. I finished. This is 3:41 right now. That means I've been out for about 5.5 hours. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.